that the car is on the road. It's been IVA'd, it's road legal. Just been out for a drive in it just now. And good fun it was too. But unfortunately, I'm now about to take it off the road for a month. I'm afraid I've got to go abroad for some work for a week or so. And then when I get back, I'm going to take the car off the road, strip out the engine, and do some mods on it. I'm taking it off the road because having driven it for about 300 or 400 miles now, I've got to say I'm slightly disappointed with the performance. It just doesn't seem to be quite as fast as it should be, given that in theory it's producing 130 brake horsepower in a car that only weighs 720 kilos. This is actually the old engine, the one that was in the car originally, and someone had let water into the cylinder so they'd rusted a bit. I've been debating whether to rebuild it or not, but at the moment I'm not going to use it, as the engine that's in there has got a pretty good compression ratio of around about 11.6, 11.7 bars, which is pretty good. Instead, I'm going to take this head from the old engine and recondition it completely. In fact, I've been polishing I've stripped it down completely, as you can see. And I've been polishing the inlet and outlet ports. I'm hoping it might improve flow slightly though. I know it doesn't look brilliant in this shot, but it is not that bad, trust me. And seeing as I've got two heads now, and that means two sets of camshafts, I'm going to try the trick apparently, which you can do, of replacing the inlet with the outlet camshaft, which gives you a little bit more extra lift, which gives you about 3 or 4 more brake horsepower. Like I said, this is all going to happen in June, but in the meantime I'll show you a few other little bits I've done in the car, cosmetics wise. I put these on. I also made this, it's an aero screen. It's just had a bit of cheap acrylic and it's a bit too thin, this particular one. It really is a test trial version. It's too brittle and it cracks easily, as you can see when I was cutting it. But it was just to test out how good it is, and I've got to say it makes a big difference. You can actually drive the car now without using a helmet all the time, even up to about 60-70 miles an hour. I've also created this central stripe. I've used some more of the carbon fibre look acrylic stick-on and some silver stick-on tape to create a central strip. But as I told you before, I'm not going to let you see it all until the final video. And as regards that final video, well, as I said, you're going to have to wait until July now. I'm afraid work in America, stripping out the engine, and then a bit of the Euro getting in the way as well, means I'm not going to be able to do it until July, as I also need a second cameraman to make a really good job of it. But I promise it'll be worth waiting for. I will do a little video in the meantime of my rebuild of the engine and putting that in, and hopefully that'll give me some extra performance. If it doesn't do much if this engine rebuild doesn't do much of the performance, then I guess I'm going to have to go down the road of fitting. If this engine rebuild doesn't do much for the performance, then I guess I'm going to have to go down the road of fitting a supercharger. That could be interesting. If this engine rebuild doesn't do much for the performance, then I guess I'm going to have to go down the road of fitting a supercharger. That could be interesting.